Hello everyone, today's poem is 奇风东方未明, a Qi wind from the Book of Songs. In general, Qi wind was taken as a negative case in the Book of Songs, as the content in Qi wind was generally about the bad governance. The Lord doesn't treat his public well, and the people, the normal people, lead a very poor and bad life. So basically, all the poems in the Book of Songs, in the Qi wind, was taken as a blaming poem, the blame to the bad governor, to the Lord of Qi. And from the wordings in the Qi wind, basically, is in two categories. The officers was busied out by his duty, who lead a very poor and hard life. And the other type is about the lord or the princes, who are always touring around on the way to other states, on the way to the hunting ground. Is that the real case that the Qi wind is all the blaming poems? Definitely not. Even in the time, in the Zhou dynasty, in the late period of Zhou dynasty, there's a very famous story written in the history book, 春秋左传. The story was so called as 季札观乐. Ji Zha, the prince of Wu, paid a visit to Lu state, and he heard the full sweet songs in the Book of Songs there in the Lu state. And then he had a long review regarding different state, the song from different states. So he had the review for the Qi wind as well. So you can see the conclusion here. Basically, it means the Qi wind is beautiful, is big, is strong. It shows a powerful state, and the future of this Qi state is hard to imagine. There's no limit for this Qi state. So after we go through this simple poem, let's try to tell who is correct. The Qi wind is all blaming poems, or it shows a powerful state. It shows the diligent officers, the mighty laws, or something else. Okay, let's see. Okay, the first paragraph. 东方未明，颠倒衣裳，颠之倒之，自公召之. A very simple poem. The east is still in dark. It doesn't become bright yet. And the upper clothes and the lower clothes was wrongly weared, which means he put the lower part on the upper side and put the upper clothes on his leg. So 衣 is the upper clothes, 长 is the lower clothes. It's just like a skirt. So that's the style, the clothes style in that time, like this diagram. So the first sentence, it means it's early morning and it's still dark, and this guy is getting up, try to wear his clothes, and in the wrong way. 颠之倒之，自公召之. So it seems the Lord calling him. He get up and he put his clothes wrongly. So this is a first paragraph. Basically, the second paragraph tells the same story. So it's just describe a snapshot, and that the officer heard the order from the Lord of Qi, and it's in such a hurry and in such an early morning. It's still dark. He wear his clothes wrongly, so he wear the skirt on his body and he wear the clothes on his leg. So that's the first paragraph. So basically the second paragraph is almost identical. Let's see. 东方未晞，颠倒裳衣，倒之颠之，自公令之。So the dew is still wet, not dry out yet, which means it's early morning. The sun does not come up. And I wear my clothes wrongly, upside down. So wear the skirt on my body and wear the clothes on my legs. My clothes was wear upside down is because the Lord gave me a order. So the second paragraph is the same. So the Lord gave him a order. So he get up in a hurry and wear his clothes in a hurry and wrongly wear his clothes. Okay, the third paragraph, which is a key to interpret this poem. 折柳樊圃，狂夫瞿瞿。In the garden, between the fences, I broke a branch of willow. This guy looks so aggressive and with the sharp eyesight like an eagle. The wording in this sentence is very subtle. It's so hard to interpret it. Let me try my part. 折柳, to break the branch of a willow tree, is a very pop and normal words afterwards in the later generations, which means to express your wish to let your guest to stay with you, to stay home, because the willow, the Chinese sound of willow, liu, share the same sound of stay, liu, liu, liu. So they share the same sound. So when you break the branch of the willow tree, basically it means I won't stay, so I just break it, right? If you won't break it, you would stay. You would stay as the willow, right? And finally, it became a costume when the ancient Chinese, when they see some others off, his friends, his relatives off, and they will break the branch of willow tree and as a gift to his friends, to send to his friends, to express their feelings that I want you to stay, but anyhow, it's up to you. I'm seeing you off. You still insist not to stay, right? So I break it, and so it's the two-way expressing. I expressed my wish to want you to want you to stay, but I still break it, which means I respect you the most, and I respect your wishes because you want to go, right? The word 樊圃, a garden surrounded by fences, basically still used today, means some places was locked down or someone was locked down. So basically, it means a place to lock down some people. So, very likely, 折柳樊圃 expressed the mindset of the poet that apparently I was locked down in this garden by fences, but I'm dedicated to go. I made up my mind. I break the branch of the willow tree, and I would go. Of course, he had to go because he had to answer the order of his lord, the Qi lord. And the next part of the sentence, 狂夫瞿瞿, 瞿瞿means refers to the sharp eyesight of eagle. 狂夫 describes someone is so aggressive, even a bit wild, and too pride. So basically, it means someone is so very aggressive. So from this sentence, it expressed the wishes of the poet that he just like said, I'm dedicated to fulfill my duty to my Lord. So I break these fences. I go out from my sweet home and with very aggressive eyesight with dedication. So this described a very diligent officer with vision. So the next sentence is very easy. 不能辰夜，不夙则谋。不能辰夜, I cannot sleep early. Chen refers to the star of Venus. So the characteristic of Venus is it's very close to the sun. It only appears within 1 hour of the sunset or the daybreak because it's so close to the sun. So 辰夜 very clearly means the time after the sunset, not more than 1 hour from the sunset, which is very time is the very time for the ancient Chinese to go to bed, to sleep. So 不能辰夜 means he cannot get to bed on time after the sunset because he's so busy with his duty, with the order from the Lord. He's so dedicated to his duty. The next sentence, 不夙则谋. Mo is a long word of 谋, which means plan, to make a plan. 不夙则谋 means before the morning, I started to do my job, to start my planning. 夙 is early morning, the time to get up. So the last sentence together means this guy sleep very late because of his heavy duty, because he's dedicated to his duty, and he get up very early, and he start to do his duty very early before daybreak. Is it a blaming poem? When we review the 3 paragraphs together, it's so clearly. The first 2 paragraphs is a self-mocking, and he described the snapshot ironically that he wear his clothes upside down. It's a very lovely but self-mocking descriptions. And the third paragraph is the key. He expresses his dedication. I break out this closet. I left my sweat home for my duty to answer the call from my Lord, and I'm very aggressive. 狂夫, I'm very aggressive with a sharp eyesight like the eagle. I slept very late, and I get up so early, and everything is for my duty to make my plan to achieve the order from my Lord. So, on the other hand, it implies a little bit of the Lord. The Lord get up much earlier than this guy, right? When the poet was sleeping in the early morning before the daybreak, the order came from the Lord, which means the Lord has get up already. Then this guy tried to get up and wear his clothes in a hurry, right? So, in general speaking, this poem shows the status of the Qi state, the governor, the officers. They are all very diligent and busy. The officers is very ambitious, is diligent, not to say his lord. So, what do you say this poem is telling about? 美哉泱泱乎，大风也哉 Right? Okay, that's for today. Bye bye.